Hey everyone, Jim T. Graham with RC Groups. I have big Joe Nall news to share with everyone. I'm headed down next week, and in honor of it, I broke out my hat. I wore this hat to almost every Joe Nall there is. I think I've been to around 20 years worth of Joe Nalls in a row, and I'm super excited to go. And the big news this year for me is I'm partnering with Hitec again to give away shirts on the 3D line. I have known the people at Hitec since I started just being in the hobby. I think my first transmitter was a Hitec transmitter, and that led to a call to Mike. And that is the first RC company I ever spoke to. And I have since been to shows in the field with everyone at Hitec, ridden around in golf carts, been to Toledo, I've gone to picking parties and dinners with Hitec over the last 20 years. So they are, I can tell you, good people out there doing it for the hobby and doing it for us so that we can have great equipment and great things to propel our hobby forward, as I always like to say. But what we're here today to talk about are the shirts. So let's jump on over. I just built this feature today. In fact, you have no idea how much time I spent putting together this image, way more than I should have. But I wanted to illustrate everything. I wanted to have Joe Nall, the 3D line, Hitec, RC Groups, and why is there a charger in the picture, you might ask? Well, that's kind of the update that I'm giving you today. So first, let's look at what we're doing. We're giving away shirts. If you've never done it, there is a line. You can see it in the background of the image here, and people line up, and this is how it goes. I have a certain amount of shirts, and when those shirts are gone, it's over. And I'm going to be sad to tell you that there are no more shirts left, but there's definitely a finite number of shirts. And you know what? While we're talking about it, this is the design that I created for this year. This is an airplane that I sort of used in another design, and I just flipped it around sideways and thought it would be cool if it was doing a show pass actually this way, like that. So it's two show pass airplanes on the demo line. And the shirt is free. I want to say that again. I had people last year that thought I was selling them, and they were like, I don't want one. And I was like, it's free, man. But a lot of people, most people knew that it was free. So that's how that works. It's a free shirt, but there's something more. But before we get to something more, let's get into the details. When? May 16th. What day is that? That's always Thursday. Where? On the 3D line at 11 a.m. Why is it 11 a.m.? It's so that you can get your shirt and hustle on up the road to watch the noontime demos. That's the whole point. It's worked that way for years, and that's the way it'll work this year. I have a link right here. If you're like, what's Joe Nall? Well, let me just say, if you're going to any events this year, stop. Well, no, go ahead and go to all the events you were going to go to, but you must go to Joe Nall. It is the premier event. It is, I call it the Mad Max of RC events, not because it's crazy and out of control, but because it's huge and it spans all this acreage. And there's water flying and 3D flying and scale flying and $30,000 jets and people hovering over water. And then the things that control these planes are the modelers themselves, who are actually the stars of the show. And it's like a family reunion. That's exactly what it's like, where you get to sit down in lawn chairs and talk to people that you haven't seen for a year or so and catch up and enjoy this hobby together. So Hitec, once again, sponsoring the shirts this year. Big thanks. Always supporting RC Groups, Flying Giants, Heli Freak. And here's the big news. I did not have a specific prize listed in my last feature about a month ago. But the thing you could win is an RDX1 charger from Hitec. And I have information on that in this feature. This feature is in my online magazine and also on the forum. But we talk about the features, give some images, and then you can also check out all the inputs, outputs, all that good stuff. And so your question is, Jim, how will I know if I won the charger? I'm not going to tell you exactly how you will know. I've decided that's probably the best way to go. There will be like a golden ticket of sort, although it will really be a note from me, and it will be in your shirt. And when we hand out the shirts, we'll tell you where to look for the note. And so I've thought about this a lot, too much. And look in your shirt. If you don't have one, well, then you got a free shirt. But if you do get the singular little note for me, then that means also, well, I won't go into any more detail. The note will say a specific thing and all that stuff. And when you're like, I've got it, and we'll verify it. And I have not checked to see if this charger will be on the ground when we're there. It may or may not be, but you will. That is how you're going to win this. I hope that was clear enough. When you come through to get your shirts, we will be telling you where to look to see if you won. And then when you win, it'll be over. And because there's only one prize, and it's a pretty good one here. And then you can just go to your tent and start charging batteries, immediately if you have a power source to work the charger. Okay, so the whole point of this was to say, A, I'll be at Joe Nall. B, I'll be at the 3D line on Thursday at 11 in the morning to give away Joe Nall t-shirts. 3, there's a limited amount of shirts, so once they're gone, they're gone. And D, you could win a charger after we tell you what to look for when you get your free shirt. And finally, big thanks to Hitec. Also, all the vendors that head down that way, they're out there doing their thing, working for the hobby, working for us. And by that, I mean, they're creating cool things that we can purchase and then put in the air or help put in the air. What else? This is kind of I don't know. I'm pretty sure I'll do a news broadcast on Friday and send a big email out on Monday. But after that, all bets are off as far as anything coming out of this office. I'll probably be loading trucks and banners and things like that. That is it. Hey, I want to thank everyone who joins us each week for these broadcasts. Please hit the like button and subscribe and share it so that we can keep growing the channel and RC News. I'm always looking at, am I sharing the right things? Are the stories what you're interested in? And so we pepper it with crashes and builds and interesting just blog posts, as well as new products and things that I get to find out because I'm in the industry and people are like, there's something coming. There are some secrets being released at Joe Nall, and I am working on that as well. So if I get something done, I can't tell you because it will be a secret until it gets released. That is all. Hey, thanks for your time once again. Jim T. Graham, RCGroups.com, Flying Giants, Heli Freak. We're all one partner group of sites, and we're all the same thing, except completely different. I think I've said enough. Bye, y'all. See you at Joe Nall. I'll tell you that.